Really, Warner Brothers? Seriously? Hey everybody, it's Marshall Mike here, and oh my gosh! This is going to be my Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition movie review. Oh my gosh! I am blown away at this Ultimate Edition. It is spectacularly glorious in every way. There are tiny, minor, not even problems. They're just like little, I guess me picking at it, because this is perfection. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just so good, and I will explain to you why it is so good. But before I get started with this review and anything talking about the movie at all, I just want to say, spoiler alert, there is going to be spoilers in this video for me talking about spoilers from the Ultimate Edition. Also, I'm not going to be talking about most of the stuff that happened in the movie in the theater release, just because I already talked about that in my initial review. So go check out that video, then come back and watch this if you would like to, or you can just stay here and watch all of my opinions on the Ultimate Edition. Alright? And then also I want to say, if you are a hater of this movie, I know Batman v Superman is hot, it's backlash, it's, it's time, it's curse, but I'm just really tired of the battle between Marvel, Warner Brothers, DC, all that stuff. So if you are a big hater of the movie, please just leave this video and go on about your business. I don't want any of that drama up in this YouTube comments or anything like that, or in the video. So just go about your business if you don't like the movie, if you don't want to like what I hear, if you don't want to hear if you don't want to hear what I have to say. There it is. I had to think of the words real quick. But anyway, so that's pretty much all I have to say, is that haters, back off, and then spoiler alert, and go check out my first review for the movie. But other than that, let us get started talking about this Ultimate Edition. So I'm going to do my general review first, and then I'm going to do my highlights and, my spoilers, right? Alright, so let's get into the general review. This movie is so good on its own, like in the theater release. I gave it an 8.5, but I give this a 9 out of 10. That's how good this is. It is good quality. It's great quality, and I love it so much. So generally, I love this Ultimate Edition. I think it's amazing. We're going to talk about the R rating, we're going to talk about the characters of who got more screen time and all that stuff. So where do we begin? Let's actually begin with Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers, apparently, obviously they wanted to cut down the movie for the, I guess, time, just because people don't have 3 hours to sit in a movie theater. Usually they have about 2 hours maybe to sit there. I don't think they'd like to sit another 30 minutes. And I agree. I think that the movie, the extended cut was long, but that's why it is an extended cut, right? But if it was a theater release, it probably would have been too much, because I was just I got the movie instantly at midnight. I had pre-ordered the movie, so I got it instantly. And so I watched it from 12 to 3. That's how long I had been watching it for. I don't know. Yeah, right? 12 to 3? So that was a long time. I spent a long time. Or 12 to 2? No. 12 to 1, 1, 2, 2. Yeah, it was 3. So 3. It was a long time for me watching it. And it was crazy. It was really long. But it was so good. Oh my gosh, I loved it so much. But yeah, it was a little bit. But I think that Warner Brothers made a huge mistake about where they cut in certain places, because the story makes so much more sense. I understood the story, and something that I said in my review for the theater release is that not a lot of people will get, mainstream moviegoers will not get what Lex Luthor is doing. They won't understand why he hates Superman so much. They probably wouldn't even understand, they probably wouldn't understand a lot of the movie, just because it is choppy in certain areas. That's what I said in my review for the theater release. But here, everything's just thrown back in. It's just all full version. So it's such a smooth ride all the way to the end. It makes total sense, and we're going to talk about why that makes sense. So first of all, let's talk about people that got more screen time. Then we're going to talk about screen time in a second. Let's talk about the rated R first and get that out of the way. And what I thought about that, because we don't really have that many rated R superhero movies, except for Deadpool, I guess, and then I think there's maybe a few more. I don't know. But Deadpool set the bar really high. This is really good too. This is a good rated R. Obviously it's not like Deadpool, because it's not the tone of Deadpool. This is still good though. It has blood, and it has some Ben Affleck bahute. Yeah, Ben Affleck's butt is in this. He's totally fully declothed, and there's, I guess one little F word in there. So I guess it's not too big of a big thing, because actually, if you guys remember, Hugh Jackman was also showing his Bahute off in X-Men Days of Future Past, and that was the theater release. That was PG-13. So I guess they could have put that in, but I guess they just cut it out anyway. But anyway, so there is some rated R stuff in here. It's really, it's in there. So it makes sense. But I think they didn't really need the R rating. I mean, I guess it made sense, officially. They had to have that R rating for the blood and stuff. But they didn't. I guess they didn't have to put it in if they didn't want to, because they could have removed it. So I don't know. It is what it is. I enjoyed it. It's not anything too bad. And you know what? If it's rated R, it doesn't really matter. It's not anything too bad. You see Ben Affleck once, and then you see blood. It's not that big a deal. It's not like Deadpool. It's not like total guts. Like they're literally in Deadpool, a guy splatted on a road sign. So it's not that big of a deal in this case, rather than it is in that case. So this is totally thumbs up. If you want to show your kids this, it is totally not totally fine, but it's pretty much there. It's pretty much, you can show them. It doesn't matter. It's just like the PG-13 release, except Ben Affleck. That's pretty much the only thing you can really watch out for. Blood's not really that big of an issue. But anyway, that's pretty much all I had to say about that. Now let's get back into screen time and stuff like that. So right away, I wanted to talk about the African woman that had the, hearing with Senator Finch, and we'll talk about her also in a second. But she's pretty much the key. She's the key! She's the key to saving Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, because she is literally, it's her story that helped put the movie together and put it in line, and I actually really like that. So Lex Luthor had her live. I'm pretty sure it was Lex Luthor, I think. I've only seen the Ultimate Edition twice. I saw it 12-3, and then I saw it again this morning. But I was so excited, I really kind of missed that part. But not missed it, but you know what I mean. So it's kind of like, I think Lex Luthor had her lie, and she was in league with KG Beast and all them. But then she decided to change her mind. So in that case, she told Senator Finch the truth about lying, and then it kind of full circled. And then she died, of course. KG Beast, I think it was KG Beast. Or no, it was the Russian guy, right? That threw her into the train, and then she died. So obviously, it comes full circle. There are so many story details. There's Jenna Malone, which I will be talking about. I'm so disappointed about that. But we'll talk about Jenna Malone in a second. There is the desert with Jimmy Olsen being introduced. That made so much more sense. It was like that photographer just died. It was like, wait a minute, that was Jimmy Olsen? And you actually get to meet him in this, so that makes sense too. There's a deleted scene with Steppenwolf. There's so many things in here that make sense and that make it worth your while. And there's more stuff with the wheelchair guy, I think there was another scene with him. Maybe, I don't know for sure. There is so many things that they just put in there, but you never expected to be in there, and it's just so weird. But it's also so satisfying because the story makes a lot of sense. And there's also a lot of Clark going to Gotham and stuff like that. There's a few more Bruce Wayne, things in there. So it's adding context. It's really kind of in-depth explaining. It's explaining everything in depth, like why Lex Luthor hates Superman, but instead of the complicated version that you had in theaters, it's not too complicated to me, but complicated to some people. If they watch this, they'll totally understand it. Same thing for Clark against Bruce, and Bruce against Clark, and Bruce against Lex, and all this stuff is pretty much really self-explanatory in this movie. You can watch it and be like, I understand, rather than watching it, in the theater version, which I do have. I'm gonna watch that too. And then just being like, yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'm probably gonna do a Batman v Superman Ultimate versus theater version, maybe, something like that. I don't know if you guys want that or not. But it totally makes sense of why this was here, why that was placed. It didn't make sense of why Warner Brothers was like, okay, take that out, or I take this out, or I take that out. And also what I want to say about it is that, yes, the Ultimate Edition is mostly story as well. It's actually even more story than the theater version, and that's what a lot of people complained, that there wasn't enough action. But everyone that I've seen on social media loves this movie. I mean, everybody, even critics, are changing their minds because they have loved this Ultimate Edition. So, all of that fuss over nothing, and you just get the Ultimate Edition, and you're like, all of that fuss over nothing. It was literally the Ultimate Edition that saved Batman v Superman. So Warner Brothers definitely has to be careful about how they pursue their movies next time. I think that they really need to go through and have someone help them, maybe Jeff Johns even, help them kind of pick out things that they need to put in and don't need to put in. Although there were a few things like the prison scenes with the when they statted that guy, or like a few other things that they didn't really need, but it is the extended cut, so that's why you throw all of it in there. But they didn't really need it, but you do, obviously, for the extended cut. But for the theater release, like I said, you don't really need it. But overall, people that got screen time, Lois got so much screen time in the theater release, and she has so much more here. So we got a lot of her. Jenna Malone. Why? Now, we've gotten confirmation, I saw this on Twitter, I don't know if this is real or not, but apparently she is not Barbara Gordon, and she's a different character. I don't know if they said specifically what character she was. I know they said that she wasn't Barbara Gordon. Someone said she wasn't Batgirl, but then I thought maybe she's Oracle, but she's not Oracle because she's not in a wheelchair. And she has blonde hair, so I'm thinking she's not Barbara Gordon because I saw someone say, no, she's definitely not Barbara Gordon, and then they put an article. I didn't read the article or anything, and then I saw an actual news report that said she's not Barbara, she's a whole new character, and that it's just not relevant. And so I was kind of upset about that, because you hire Jenna Malone, she's a pretty good actress, she's known to be really good. Hunger Games Catching Fire, anybody see that movie? So it's kind of like you hire this big deal actress right now that's really in, and then you just don't use her. You just kind of like give her a character that doesn't do anything. And this is pretty much, I think this is the only scenes that Jenna Malone was even doing. So if she's not Batgirl, then why even put it in here? It's not even that big of a deal. I mean, I guess to add more context, like I've been saying, but it just doesn't support anything, her not being Batgirl. It just doesn't make sense. It's not leading into anything. So that they pretty much just put a random character in there. Like, it was like, what? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. But it just seemed weird to me why that was there. And everybody in this movie, everybody in this dang Ultimate Edition gets screen time. Pete from IHOP in Man of Steel gets screen time. Jenny from Metropolis, although I do like Jenny quite a bit, but Jenny gets even more screen time than she did. Like, everybody, I guess the father or whatever from the church from Man of Steel, he gets more screen time. So it's like, at least I think so. I mean, I haven't watched the theater version in a while, but all those characters are getting some screen time, and it's like, everybody's getting screen time. Even Martha Kent got more screen time. Everybody gets more screen time. Like, except maybe Wonder Woman even got more screen time in like a tiny shot, but it's like, wow. And like, everything gets more screen time. Like the desert scene from the beginning with Jimmy Olsen, like I told you guys, and also desert Batman scenes, like the Dark Side scenes, those have like a few more shots of them in there. There's just like, everything just gets more time, and that's good. It makes more sense with everything being in there. And then, again, Wonder Woman barely got anything. I was kind of, like, really disappointed that, again, you're getting Jenna Malone to be a random character that's not Barbara Gordon, yet you don't give Wonder Woman screen time. That doesn't make sense to me. But she did get, like, again, I said one shot, I think. That's what she got, like her walking through the museum. I think that's the only thing that she got, so that's something. I mean, I don't know. None of the cameos got extended, nothing for that, although I feel like that's okay. And a lot of people complained about Batman v Superman because the cameos are stuffed in. They're overstuffing the movie. It doesn't feel like that at all in this Ultimate Edition. It feels normal. It just feels like they're there. It just feels like it's plopped down. It's like this much of screen time compared to this. And it's like, wow, that's really great. And then also people said it was like, not entertaining. I think it's entertaining. I think it's really great. They put together a really good story with this extended cut because you kind of go through perspectives and different parts of the story, but instead of making it choppy, it just kind of like makes sense. You're like, oh, okay, so Lex did this to that. Oh, but Superman did this. And there's lead in the wheelchair. Because again, if you guys remember the wheelchair blowing up during the hearing with Senator French, who also got a little bit more screen time. I just wanted to add that in there. The wheelchair was lined with lead, and that's what Jenna Malone was telling Lois. And so Superman, that's why he didn't see it. So see, there's just things in there that explain things better than they did in the theater version. So I suggest you buy this. I don't know. I mean, it's out on digital now. I think you should just get the digital, because you get the theater release, Dawn of the Justice League TV special, and then you also get the Ultimate Edition. I don't know if you get bonus features. I've been trying to get to those. I don't think you get bonus features on Xbox. I purchased mine on Xbox, because iTunes, we're having trouble with the iTunes account right now. I don't even understand. And then my phone probably doesn't have enough gigabytes to carry it anyway, so yeah. But, so I just got it on the Xbox. It's really great. I love it. I think it's fantastic. I think it's nice. So overall, this is a really great thing. Everybody I've heard is just saying great things about it. Everyone says they wanted this for the theater instead. It would have made more sense. It would have gotten them a higher rating for reviews. I agree. I never think that they should have gone with this route, but maybe still found a way to cut it down just a bit so it's still in that 2-hour range, not to scare people. Like, oh, 3 hours, even though Titanic was 3 hours. But still, it's like, oh, 3 hours, better not, sit there too long. So, but, I don't know. I mean, it's just up to your interpretation if you like 3-hour movies. I mean, I didn't mind it, but it's like, you probably do want to keep it down just a tad for other people because there is a lot of people that do not like 3 hours. So that's just what I had to say about that. But overall, I loved this Ultimate Edition. I think it was fantastic. There was so much to do for every character. Every character had, like I said, every character got more screen time. It was just, it was so good. So good to watch that. It was fantastic. So what did you guys think about the Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition? Like I said, go check out my review for the theater version. Go check that out. And then also check out all the coverage I've done for Batman v Superman is in speculation, trailer breakdowns. You can check out, again, share this video and check that out with your friends. All the different stuff. So what did you guys think? Comment down below. Links up there to my other movie reviews. Links down there to my Twitter, Instagram, Vine, vlog channel, and Sims channel. Or gaming channel, not Sims. I gotta remember, it's gaming channel. Like, favorite, comment, and wait, did I just rip off Caboose? XBL? Like and favorite this video, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.